don't know about you, but this weekend is Mother's Day. And if any of you guys still have your mother, you're truly blessed. And I was one of those, and I have had the best mother, and she is still just the most amazing mother. And one of the things that my mom always said was, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Well, in this world, there are a lot of bad things to say. And if you are a manager or a leader and you are working with people who have acquired some negative or bad habits over the years, or if they're getting into work late, or if they've got beliefs or whatever, they're just not quite fitting in, then at some point you're going to have to tell them and be honest with them. And honesty is really a good policy. But I wanted to talk to you about a better way to be able to bring up these difficult things so the individual can grow and they evolve and they can become a very important part of the team. Now, I've been coaching for a long time. I started coaching in the late 90s. Our training team would go out to Wall Street and work with companies in Wall Street. And we trained hundreds of different people in my organization to become a coach and go from leader to coach. Now, it seems pretty funny to me that coaching is now the buzzword in management, but I had a conversation with someone in my family just over the past couple of days, and he was like, oh my gosh, yes, they're just promoting it like crazy. And back in the day, it was just this newfound thing. And now I'm so grateful that it's now a part of everybody's conversation. So I wanted to, first of all, give you a couple of tips and just some of the stats that are pretty remarkable on what coaching can do for your organization and your team. Within 3 or 4 months, the best one that I think is that 77% of people reported progress in their well-being. And right now with the mental health crisis, that is really great. The other biggest benefits to coaching, they have an increase of 80% of self-confidence, 73% better relationships, 72% better communication, yahoo, 71% better interpersonal skills, and 70% production at work. So I wanted to just give you some little tips about coaching and give a couple little things. Now, when you are working as a manager or a leader, the very first thing you want to do is establish rapport and relationship with the people that you're managing. And so what comes into play is strong, powerful questions. And it's really hard not to just jump in like, oh, have you done this? So give yourself some space and let people talk. That's the very first thing, is ask probing questions, and don't use the word why. That's not good. Just say, can you share with me about what's happening with this organization or this problem or this project or what have you? And then let them talk. It will establish trust if you endorse them. That's a big thing. A lot of leaders, especially left brain leaders, don't endorse people like, oh, that's good. Oh, I like how you did that. So compliment people as much as you can for what you see that's right. And so too often we look at what's wrong, but if you look at what's right in the people that you're working with, that's more of an inspiring leader, which is the way that most people like to lead, or like to have a leader that's an inspiring leader. There've been massive studies on that. They want somebody who's positive and infuse energy into an organization instead of just criticize all the time. So giving then next, when you endorse, when you say, okay, I like that, have you considered, now maybe give an alternative, have you considered XYZ, and then give constructive feedback. And then it's a lot of people, when they haven't done coaching before, give their opinion about the way it should be. The truth about coaching is that everybody kind of needs to find their own way. They may have a little bit of difference in how you do your, how they do their work versus yours. I remember one time I moved from New York City to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was working in the insurance financial industry. And I'm a very social person. I meet people very well. I love everybody. I talk to everybody. I can sell, they say ice cube to Eskimos. And so I went into this new organization, and the leader of the organization wanted me to sell like this. Mr. Prospect, would you agree? And I said, I don't think I could ever talk like that. That just seems so stiff and so formal. And so needless to say, we didn't hatch a relationship at that point, and I left the organization. But giving people a way to utilize their personality and figure out the problem. Accountability is also really good in coaching. So you can ask the people, so when is your target for having this project done? Can you share with me what time you'll be able to get it? So you don't just say, hey, get it to me the 15th or whatever. If you have a specific date, you can say things like The date is the 15th of May, or the 15th of June. Do you feel like, can you get it in before then? What are your thoughts on, what are your timeframes? So let them answer. And so it's more about a collaboration instead of telling people how to work their business. All right, guys, these are a couple of little tips. I've got more information in the information and in my newsletter, but I love coaching. If you need a coach in your organization, feel free to reach out, and also let us know about your needs for your leaders. We have an upcoming StoryCraft Summit that's available, and we'd love to share information with you about our training for your company. All right, guys, hope you're having a great day, and blessings. I hope all your mothers had a great week this week. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.